What's up? You are watching The Pitch. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Pitch. I'm your host as always, John Fox, alongside here with Mike Peps.
What's up?
Filling in for B-Doms and Miss Sabatelli. Now, we've got a great show for you guys today. UConn, the champions. Manny leaves the game instead of taking the drug test. And, shocking records early in the baseball season. And later on the show, we'll break down the potential playoff matchups for NBA and NHL.
Yep.
Now, first, we're going to talk about the big UConn Butler championship game. The Huskies are the champions, taking it at a very low score, 53-41.
Yeah.
Now, thoughts on the game?
Was that not the worst championship game you've ever seen in your life?
That was pretty bad.
It was just back and forth. Butler clank, UConn clank, Mac clank, Howard clank. And even the commentators, Charles Barkley, who doesn't say much anyway, is just kind of, oh man, this is terrible, like he usually says.
Terrible.
That game was terrible. There's no other better attribute to describe it. The game was terrible, just clank, back and forth. Butler actually had a lead at the half, but Butler shooting 188. 188 from the field, that's terrible. They only had three two-pointers made. Can you believe that in the whole game?
That's awful.
3 2-pointers made.
That's pathetic.
That is terrible. And I mean, Kemba Walker, the player of the tournament, 16 points. All UConn had to do was just kind of sit there and
you need to take 20
to
shots to get
Butler
there.
played absolutely terrible. UConn didn't play that great either. You know, I mean, any other team. The fact that these two teams are the best two, supposed to be the best two teams in the championship, that was sad.
There's a question: what if VCU did win?
I mean, you got. I guess you can give something to UConn's defense. Holding Sheldon Mack to 13 points, Howard 7. But I mean, the defense wasn't that great. It was just Butler's offense was absolutely horrible, horrendous stuff right there.
19%.
But I guess you got to give it to Walker, and he's a bit of a ball hog. But any guy who has 16 points, with 19 field goals, 0 assists,
At least he was trying to make something happen. It just seemed like Butler just wasn't even no one was stepping up for him.
You know, UConn
Mack
won.
had the most with double-digit points. Everyone else had under 10.
College basketball's the big thing on the boards, and UConn won the rebound battle. Kemba Walker, 9 rebounds, that was huge. 0 assists for Kemba Walker. If you're a guard and you're supposed to be setting up the offense, that's really sad. But the problem is, UConn has not many other people. You got Alex Oriaki, they got Lamb there, but they don't have that other guy like Butler was supposed to have with Howard and Sheldon Mack. But I guess that's what Butler does. They make all this Cinderella stuff, and everyone hypes them up, and then once they get to the championship game, they must fall apart. Because the Cinderella stuff kind of stops when you're in the championship game, because you're supposed to be the big champion.
It's a shame that they didn't win at all.
I know. I mean, 2 times it's starting to look like the Buffalo Bills of the college basketball. I mean, it was a sad game.
Yeah. But I did call it though.
Let's give it to UConn a little bit. They're the champions. Good job. Good run. Nice Kemba Walker. They're gonna lose Kemba Walker after this year, but Jim Calhoun's gonna probably be back. So maybe we can give him another run next year. We'll see.
So, you'd say, in your opinion, that was the worst game of all time?
I will have to say that was the worst championship game I've ever witnessed in my 18-year career.
But I got it right. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you got it right.
All right, now moving on to a huge story. Sad in a way, as Manny Ramirez retires after he was asked to take a second drug test. Now, thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is, all right, man. It's time to have another drug test. All right, I'm done. That's really sad. Most players, when they fail a drug test, they fail 1. This guy fails 2. This is the first player ever to fail 2. This is really sad.
It's a slap to tap.
It's a huge thing when somebody fails a drug test for steroids. The fact that it comes back twice, that's serious stuff. Manny was a great player. I don't think there was a better right-handed swing than him. And when he was in his prime with the Red Sox and the Indians, he was just a great hitter. One of the best 1-2 combos with David Ortiz I've ever seen in my life. Sad way he had to leave the Red Sox with the whole problem there, holding up the Brett Favre sign saying, trade me for Brett Favre, I'm not playing.
I'm
and
going
just
straight up.
holding boycott. And the rest of the last couple of years of his career was just basically trash. Rays leaving him with a 63 average. What a terrible stint with the Rays. You get one hit in your whole time.
You feel bad for the Rays. They're
I
not much
know.
going for him. Then it's like, hey, we got Manny, we got Dave, we got some veterans. All of a sudden, drug test. Oh, see ya.
I was ready to see that. That was going to be fun, seeing Manny and a couple idiots come back.
Yeah, they had the commercials going and everything. Manny and Dave.
Johnny Damon's like,
shit.
Oh, yeah. But the very next game, Johnny Damon comes back and hits a home run. So we'll see. But The Rays are not having a good start right now. 1-8. We'll get to this later. 1-8, but Manny hits one hit. He leaves the game, but back to Manny. What a great player. Too bad he was too much of a head case.
Good thing is he was always that 30-plus home run, 100 RBI plus season.
300 plus average.
Always the Red Sox. He always produced.
He was a great hitter and one of the best all time.
Oh yeah.
It's
over
sad
500 homers.
It's sad that the two things with the steroids and the whole Red Sox saga is going to taint his legacy, which we'll get in the next question. But
just the way he left things.
Yeah, it's just
you gotta leave with class at least.
And why would you leave with the Rays? I mean, if you're gonna play with the Rays, that was a good idea for the Rays to play the whole season. Leaving with the Rays, it's nothing.
You're trying to throw a punch to the
go
face.
back to
don't
Cleveland.
quit.
Go back to the Red Sox. Do something. You know what I'm saying?
It's like he's talking all this trash, but he's bluffing the whole time because it's like, oh, I'll retire before I start facing the Red Sox.
It's tough. Yeah. All right, man. It's just time for another drug test, everybody. All right, see ya.
I would have liked to see him back.
I would have liked to too, but yeah, he had a tough exit with the Red Sox too.
Yes. All right. Well, what is Manny's legacy, you guys? Come on.
I think he's just a great player, but you need an attitude change. He's like the perfect epitome of prima donna type of player.
He is. Which was weird because the only problem, the reason why he didn't like Boston was because there was so much media. But you think if anybody liked the media, it was him. But the big legacy issue with Manny is obviously the steroids and the way he left Boston. But I mean, when you look at Manny Ramirez, I think you're gonna think of three things. You're gonna think of steroids. You're gonna think of the way he leaves with Boston, and you're gonna think of how great he was as a hitter. And with the Red Sox, there was not a better hitter for that time with the Red Sox. He's like Pep said, 300 average, 330 average. He was better than 300. 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. He's an RBI machine, and he just made that Green Monster look like a 100-foot wall over there, just right there. You can basically touch it. He just
and I love when he swung. It was like so effortless.
It was
great, really effortless.
Yep, kind of like it was just like a fluid swing. It was a great swing, but
it's just like, hey, I'm good, and you're gonna know it right now.
Yep, yeah, 500 home run hitter. I mean, his legacy, I guess it was tainted. The big thing is the steroid issues, especially for his second time.
You can't knock him, though.
If you type in Manny Ramirez on Wikipedia, I think the first thing you're going to see is steroids, so that's basically,
that's because that's the latest
legacy.
topic.
Yep.
So,
but, still, that's a set for his legacy. That's sad, But
Ortiz has a little bit of legacy, too, though.
Yeah, but
I think that's what's a shame, though. But he's still looked at as, heroic in our eyes, too, though.
One of the greatest clutch hitters of all time.
And he's, a good personality.
Ortiz?
He keeps to himself. He does pretty good for
charity.
This season he's been really good.
Yeah. Manny wasn't great. I wasn't in the clubhouse, but from what I've heard, he wasn't a great clubhouse guy.
You got in a fight with. You got in fight.
Yeah, the cameraman.
Yeah, he threw the other guy down.
That was not a very good week. That week he had with the Red Sox. He got in an argument with Francona. He got one with the cameraman of all people. But it was like that week right before he got traded for Jason Bay.
I'm just picturing that now.
But that week right before he got traded for Jason Bay, which is terrible for his legacy, and but yeah, those three things are going to be his legacy. It's sad.
All right, so moving on. Last thing about Manny Ramirez. Do you think he's Hall of Fame material?
Yeah,
obviously.
I think he is. Really, he's just a great hitter.
So the only thing that
always
keep
produces.
In fact, steroids.
Say what you want about steroids, you still need talent.
I am keeping him in the Hall of Fame.
Steroids will enhance you, but you still need talent.
Anybody with 500 home runs,
95 mile per hour fastball, you need talent.
Yep.
It's not like me. You could just take steroids and go. It'll be awful.
Steroids did not produce that kind of swing. That was the greatest swing of all time, I think, in my opinion. He was a tremendous hitter. The fact is, I don't think he's going to make it in the Hall of Fame because these voters.
He should.
When I look at the steroid issue, I take the whole steroid issue and group it together, and I just throw it all away. I think it's too hard for the game. All throughout the '90s and the early 2000s, you can basically predict most players were on steroids. And I think you just got to throw that all away. If you had Hall of Fame type numbers, I think he'd belong in the Hall of Fame during the steroid era or not. And Manny Ramirez was in that steroid era, and he was the guy. He was in that steroid era, but it's tough. I think the voters are going to look at Manny Ramirez and they're going to say, "Hey, he was on steroids. We're going to keep you out of the Hall of Fame." My personal opinion, I'm keeping him in that Hall of Fame.
I would too.
Do you have some breaking news right now?
I do have some breaking news. The Red Sox have signed Clay Buchholz to a 4-year deal.
Nice. The future right there. Future number one starter.
Well,
after his last game.
Yeah, last couple of games. I
don't care.
Clay Buchholz
Lester pitched great.
He's showing
that game.
Yeah, he did.
The last
he did. It was sad.
1-0.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that later.
Show big improvement.
Actually, right now. Almost.
Yes, it's right now.
But Clay Buchholz, 4-year deal. After those 2 games, I think it's a perfect time for him to sign that deal because But I think it's a solid deal. He looks like he has a lot of potential. Great curveball, great fastball, great pitcher.
I think he'll develop over time. He needs just like
He
a
will.
little more time. He needs to come into his prime.
Oh, I think this is his prime. This is his time to shine right now. I think that's why they're giving him this deal. He's a great pitcher.
All right, last top story: the shocking baseball records. All right, we'll start with the Red Sox, 1-7, facing the Yankees tonight.
Bro, the thing with the Yankees, like, you're going to have to hit with runners on base because the Yankees will
They
murder
can hit,
you.
they can hit Sabathia, though. The Red
Yeah.
Sox can hit Sabathia.
Yeah, but you still... I think Ortiz would have some trouble with him.
I'm not even blaming Terry Francona. It's just they suck.
I'll
right
agree
now.
with that. It's just 1 for 17, I think it was the other day, with runners in scoring position. If you can't produce, you're not going to win anything, regardless of how good or bad your pitching is.
John, with this kind of hype and this kind of expectations, if you start out 1-7, why can't Francona be the guy to be blamed?
Well, I mean, do you see what? Why can he be
Yeah.
blamed?
You
I mean,
gotta- you gotta
in a
take-
way, you can obviously say
Yes.
he
I
can be
think
blamed
you can
because of the
blame him.
1-7.
I think you blame him.
No,
but
look
you
at the
can't blame him.
lineups. Look at his lineups, though. They're good. They're really good on paper. They look really good, and they
Look at
should
the
be really
Celtics.
good.
Listen,
And they're just
Crawford-
they're just sucking.
In Crawford's 8 games, he's
Crawford
played.
sucks.
No, listen,
like, right
listen,
now.
listen,
Like,
listen,
There's
listen.
nothing that
It's
you
8
can do
games.
about
Listen.
it.
It's 8 games.
It's 8 games. Crawford has been in 4 different spots in the lineup during those 8
They're
games.
just not. They're
trying
just
to
not
find
the
other
chemistry-
games.
the
He's trying to
chemistry
find
is-
I think Francona is going to stick with the lineup. I think he needs to say, listen, we have as much expectations. We just got these 2 great players. We are the best team. And on the Boston Herald, the day before the opening day, it said, best team ever, ? And come out of his best team ever to be 1-7, that's terrible. I think that's going to fall on the manager a little bit.
Terrible,
Terry
terrible.
Terry Francona, I think, should be blamed a little bit. I agree, John. The Red Sox, it's not all his fault because he doesn't have the bat, he doesn't have the
all
pitching
this
arm.
hype with
But I think somebody-
all these people.
I think Terry Francona needs to bring him in. He needs to.
He sucks, dude. He's
I would
supposed to
rather
be
see
some
Jason
great
No,
guy
listen.
coming into the
Wait,
MLB.
I don't think he should baby him, but I'm thinking that they should bring them all together and say, listen, we are the greatest team ever. We need to start acting it and start kicking some butts because they should be at least a
500.
winning team right now, an above winning team.
At least 4
And last episode when they were 0-2 and I said they were going to sweep Indians, the Texas series, that was one thing. To go down against Texas, they're a great team. The Indians are terrible.
The
They're
Indians
an
are
awful
6-2.
team. They have 2 players, Carl Santana and Sin-Chu Chu. The Indians are a good team because they faced us, and that's why they're 6-2.
So, yeah, but we're supposed to be that good team.
I know. The
So,
Indians are not that kind of team. They should not be taking this team down. We produce absolutely no offense against that pitching lineup. And that pitching lineup, Josh Tomlin, Foster Carmona, that pitching lineup is not a good above average lineup. Above average
We're not
rotation.
hitting it.
We should have been hitting that lineup and pummeling it. To come out 1-7, that is horrible in my opinion. I think it falls on Francona. I think it falls on. We are right now.
it is.
And right now the Yankees are laughing at us. But the one thing is, back in 2009, the Yankees had a terrible start to the season. And what happened in 2009? They won the championship.
Weren't they 1-4 to start?
I think it was worse than that. I think they were
I
pretty.
thought it was 1-4.
I think they were ending up around 3-10 to start the season. But you know what happened after 3-10? Girardi grouped them all together and they said, "Let's go, guys. We are the best team on paper. Let's keep them together." He got them together, and right after that, they went on a spurt and they just absolutely destroyed the league. I think the Red Sox need to start doing that. They need to come together in this game right now against CC Sabathia. They can hit CC Sabathia, but the last couple of games they haven't been able to hit him. I think it's a huge game for CC Sabathia. I think this is a huge game for Josh Beckett. Josh Beckett needs to redeem
step
himself.
up.
A couple years ago, if you seen a matchup Beckett versus Sabathia, you'd be like, "Oh, this is a pretty good matchup. This is a pretty good matchup." Now you see it and you're like, "Oh shit, we're screwed." CC Sabathia over Beckett. Beckett needs to come out and he needs to power them. He's at Fenway. He's in front of the crowd. He had a decent start against the Indians, but he needs to come back and really show the Yankees that he's still that guy. And I think the Red Sox need a win here. And this is a huge win. If they come back and lose against the Yankees after that first win, that eliminates the first win.
Pretty bad.
They need this win.
1-8.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's not what we need. All right.
Please
Moving on to the Orioles, 6-3, sitting atop the American League.
I'll give it to them, man. They're doing good, but the
Yeah.
problem is with the Orioles, regardless of how, the team may be better and, everything with, but I mean.
Buck Showalter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showalter taking over, especially at the end of the season last year. He was doing
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing really good, regardless
And-
of how bad they were. He still, got them together.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got something to play for. At
And
least try to look better.
getting him to
Start
500, that was even a good thing.
Yeah. It's just, they've known to falter.
Yep.
Like I think it was a couple seasons back, they had a big
They
big lead to I don't know, like what was it, like May they had a big lead
Yeah.
till, and then like the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Well, they were right up there with the first and second seed right there
Yeah,
in the East. But
early on they took it like big.
yeah, I think Showalter, and I came on here, and Brian was right. He said the Orioles are going to be contending. I thought they were going to contend, but I didn't think they were going to contend this good. And the reason I didn't think of that was because of the pitching rotation. Their pitching rotation has looked real good. Jake Arrieta, Burgesson, Guthrie of all people.
Guthrie, yeah.
Manis is on the DL, but I think this rotation, I thought that there was going to be a big question mark. They're coming together, and it's a good team. I knew this offense was going to hit.
Yeah.
This offense is hitting. And this pitching, it's all on pitching rotation. If they pitching can finally pitch under Buck Showalter, I think he's the perfect coach for that team. I think that team's got a lot of young players on that team. They need Buck Showalter to really lead them. It's something that Frank Cohn is not doing right now. And I think the Orioles are playing real well right now. They're hitting the ball. They're pitching the ball. I think it's a 6-3 record. They've lost the last couple of games. I think they were 6-1 at one point. But I mean, they're facing the Rangers right now, and they were the first team to beat the Rangers. So that's going to say a big thing right there. But I think the pitching, that's what's getting them right in.
And moving on, lastly, to the 6-2 Indians, about to be 7-2. They're beating Seattle right now.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
The Indians, because they play the Red Sox. The Red Sox could not hit. The reason why they're so good is because they have 3 wins against the Red Sox, and the Red Sox had 0 hit. John Lester, like you said earlier, John, he pitched a gem, and there's no reason he should go 7 innings and no runs and lose that game. Anytime your ace goes 7 strong with 0 runs and you produce, they're supposed to be one of the best lineups of all time. He goes up there and throws a nail on there, and zero runs. That's terrible, especially against the Indians rotation. I think of the two teams, I think the Orioles are the better team than the Indians. I think the Indians is 6-2. That's a shocker to me, and the fact that they swept the Red Sox, I was absolutely shocked there. And, but I mean, hats off to them.
Anything can happen though. We usually play bad against bad teams. Though.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, I'm saying a lot of things about the bad pitching rotation, but I mean, hats off to them. They did stop the Red Sox lineup, so they are pitching pretty well.
So, out of those 3, which one's the biggest surprise, do you think?
I think the biggest
Red Sox.
surprise is the Red Sox.
I don't think you would
Anytime
ever
they win at
expect
7,
that. I
yeah.
think you would at least expect like 3 or...
Yeah, I
Maybe.
They
expected
don't start off this bad.
Brian expected the Orioles to play pretty well, and I didn't expect the Indians to do this good. But I mean, they're 6-2. They'll
You
fall
gotta give
through
it to them
eventually.
though. You can give it to them though. They don't have that much. They're doing the opposite of the Red Sox. They
I
don't have that much.
I
but
put the
they're
Red Sox
showing-
exactly like the Miami Heat. You know, they had all those expectations. They were all ready, but out of the gun, they played
But
way
you
well
think they'll
below
come around like the
expectations.
Heat, right? You think they'll come around like the Heat?
I think they will eventually, but they need to start now. I think they need to finish off the April. If they can finish off April with the 500
Yeah.
record, I think that would be huge. If they finish off
They're
April
pretty good.
with the below 500 record, I think that's going to be bad. The Yankees are not as good as they were. The Rays are obviously not as good as they
But
were.
the Yankees still are.
The Orioles and the Blue Jays are a little bit better, but it's going to be a 5-team race, I think, till the end right now. And I think the Red Sox need to have a 500 record.
There'll
by
be
then.
teams all fault. I think Tampa's gonna really start feeling the heat. They're gonna drop.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna look like the old Rays.
Well, they already won at 8.
Really. Like, no, I mean,
Well,
they're
we're
gonna-
already 1 and 7.
They're just gonna
Yeah.
look like crap.
But yeah, I think the Red Sox are the big surprise by far. They just started up. Frank Cohn is the big guy for that.
Paper means nothing.
Crawford
Put on
is-
the field. Come on.
Of anybody, Crawford needs to step up, and also they need to pick a guy between Scudero and Lowry.
All right, up next, we have a lot more coming up, NBA, NHL playoff previews, so stay tuned till then.